All right, you guys, we got major updates on P. Diddy update. It's not good. Now, the attorney's action, which the judge had agreed for a earliest hearing, which will be in 2 weeks, September 25th. Now, prosecutor opposed Sean Combs' bid for release from jail early this week. The lawyers renewed their effort to secure his release ahead his October sentencing on prosecution-related convictions. Now, federal prosecutor urged a judge on Thursday to reject Sean Combs' bid for release from jail ahead of sentencing, arguing that he posed a danger to others and that his endless financial means helped make him a flight risk. Last month, a jury convicted Mr. Combs, the magician known as Puff Daddy or Diddy, a prosecution-related charge at the conclusion of an 8-week trial in Manhattan. He was acquitted of sexual trafficking, racketeering, conspiracy, the most serious charge against him. Mr. Combs' lawyer renewed their effort this week to convince a judge that the client should be released before his sentence date, now scheduled for October 3rd. So, meaning that he's going to, within a week, he's going to turn back to have his sentence here. So, within, a week, he's up to see if the state is going to press a new trial or he's going to get an early release. So it says here, the defense proposed a $50 million bond as well as limitations on where Mr. Combs could travel and indicate that he will be open to more severe restrictions, including home detention, electronic surveillance. And in court filing on Thursday night, prosecutors argued that the defense have not present any new issues that will warrant a reconsideration by a judge, so who oversees the case of keeping Mr. Combs jail and denying the defense bail motions. So according to reports, it says Sean Diddy Combs' legal team was arguing about the severe evictions, including home detentions and electronic, cameras. So now, according to this report, the judge had underscored the defense admissions at trial that Mr. Combs had been violated. That he'd been violated of his amendment rights. And that the defense admission at trial that Mr. Combs had been a person of interest, of violent with 2 girlfriends. So it says the defense extensive history of violence and his continued attempts to minimize his recent violent conduct demonstrates his dangerousness and that he is not amenable to supervision prosecutor wrote in their last filings. The team from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York have been shaked up in recent weeks by the Trump administration abrupt firing the lead prosecutor in the case, Ms. Comey, the daughters of the former FBI Director James, also worked on a criminal case against Jeffrey Epstein and Maxwell, which lie at the center of a recent crisis at the White House. So now, this is not really looking good on Diddy. Mind you, that the Shakur families have taken the case, which, Jay-Z former lawyer team, Alex Sparrow. Now, this had came out where, Keith Davis, Mr. Davis, came out on Diddy's allegedly placed a 1 million hit on Tupac. The murder of Tupac Shakur remains one of the hip-hop darkest unsolved mysteries. And new court filings have once again placed Sean Diddy Combs at the center of explosive allegations. Mr. Chief Davis, who is awaiting trial for his alleged role in the 96 drive-by shooting that killed Tupac, have claimed that Diddy once placed a 1 million bounty on the rapper head, according to documents obtained by USA Today. Davis told federal agents during an interview in 2008 and 2009 that Diddy says he would give anything for those dudes' heads, referring to Tupac and the death row boss Suge Knight. So the investigators allegedly offered Davis in exchange for information at the time, and those interviews have now resurfaced as part of his defense team effort to limit his criminal exposure. Though Diddy have never been charged in the connection with Tupac's death, and repeatedly deny involvements, the allegations continue to shadow him. Now, mind you, the Shakur families had got a legal team, which is Alex Sparrow. So whether we see, a new trial set, remind you, his sentence hearing is around the corner right before he goes for a hearing September 25. Now, for many of us may have followed this case, and to many of us followed this case, it becomes where a lot of people think that Diddy's done. A lot of people may think, well, look at it as 50-50. Then you got a lot of these new booties thinking that, if you ain't followed Diddy's case, man, all up into his trial, then you're not for sure if he's coming home or not. I want you guys listen to these people, man. Because no Diddy, man. There's actually a lot of people thinking that he's going to come home. Remind you, the Secure family, they got a legal expert and private investigator in a 96, you know, death of Pop. Now, bear with me. I'm gonna dig. You know what I mean? There's a lot of people thinking, Diddy. You know what I mean? Diddy might be released. He might be, you know, having an early release when that time here comes. But I'm thinking that, the judge really, they really had to smile. And I look everything I've been looking at this case. I've been looking at, you know, something don't sound right, man. It's looking fishy. And like I said, sentence, can tell a huge difference. The judge can agree with the prosecution. Prosecution can ask for 10, 15 years. A lot of people thinking that Diddy's going to get slammed. So, bear with me. Let me pull a couple of these videos out.
To get up out them chains, ladies and gentlemen, everybody come in the building, smash that like button. Yes, I'm about to give y'all all the information that y'all need because Diddy Glover is having another court date, and I'm pulling up New York City. I'm pulling up. Me and my baby, we coming back. I was at Diddy's trial in the very beginning. The second week of Diddy's trial, I was there, feet on land. There's footage everywhere. I was 2 seats behind the back of Diddy Glover's freak off neck. I can.
Now, brother said he was there at Diddy's trial. So he got to see it firsthand. He got to hear testimony. You know, um, he got acquainted on some heaviest charge. I guess that the state couldn't prove, and the brother saying that yeah he was at the trial in the first 2 weeks, so he got to hear all the testimony in those first 2 weeks. Mind you, that there's 6 lawsuits. People still filing lawsuits in this, and when you add the sentence hearing, you might think this because you got you got those heavy charges dropped, and you know you gotta look at this case, fam. Diddy's going up for earliest release, September 25th, where that's a hearing where he's going to be having a new trial, or whether they're gonna find new charges where people can file, or whether they just wait and be like, okay, we go back to this October 3rd sentencing, where the judge, you know, will listen to the prosecution, you know what I mean, and you gotta remind yourself that not only they're gonna listen with the prosecution attorneys, but mind you that Tony Buzzy subpoenaed in 190 something witnesses, and there's new people coming forth. So is Diddy gonna walk, or he's gonna get scheduled for a new trial? See, that's the question. Will he walk, or will the judge? Because the judge was so happy. The judge had a smile, and it seems like it don't look right. It looks fishy. See, when they got you, and when you are no use, and see, Diddy is up. He's up in age, and when they see you, and they see that use to them, I'm expecting y'all that it's going to get bad. A lot of people might, that's because people went to a Diddy's trial and heard testimony doesn't mean that the judge will agree. Because at a sentencing hearing, you got to go in front of the judge, and if the judge sees something, then they have a final discretion. And see, where you at a sentence hearing, first the first thing we do is our eyes is flashing on the clerk. Now we want to know what is it. Now the clerk, you know, they forward whatever they got to the judge. And by now you want to know, now what is it? Now he or she can sentence you to the guideline. Now I know how this stuff goes, man. But there's a lot of people that this brother actually said he went to a Diddy's trial in the first 2 weeks, heard testimony. Now let's roll this clip.
See the tattoos behind his neck. Now I'm still gonna make my jokes, but like I told y'all, after seeing the trial,
I don't know who needs to hear this, but if you're not buying generic Viagra or Cialis, you need to check this out. My husband tried this new 100.
and realizing that these was a bunch of ex-girlfriends that was money hungry, pure survival, had nothing to do with no children, it's time to let that man go. And Diddy's team, his legal team, they put this plan together. Whatever packet this was, y'all know that Diddy had the dream team that was defending him. Yes. So they got the judge to issue Diddy Glover another court date. Ladies and gentlemen, everybody smash that like button. And you know where you're hearing it first. It's a court date going down September 24th, where Diddy's team and the prosecutors are going to battle it out. Pure survival. And I believe strongly Diddy's going to get time served Ivan Curry, Diddy Glover's going back to court. September 4th, he's going back in there. So all the people that wanted Diddy to get life in prison, all because he was a terrible boyfriend and a freak ass individual, survival. There's so many people out here. There's so many dudes that I know that are just as bad as Diddy Glover or not even worse. Only difference is I know motherfuckers that are broke that have put hands and feet on a woman. I don't think that is cool.
Now, I don't wish anyone doing no life, but if you wrong, see the state won't, you know what I mean? Well, the federal won't make this into a federal, you know what I mean, RICO case if they don't have nothing. They wouldn't even send, you know what I mean, Homeland Security to invade your home. I mean, they've been watching Diddy's Enterprise for some time, where they made a raid. Now, I strongly believe that there was a lot of people involved. There was 190 witnesses that were subpoenaed. There was people involved of these, you know what I mean, enterprise, these freak offs. See, they didn't want to expose the whole Hollywood industry. So the question is, did he getting off? I mean, yeah. Did he actually win his case? Well, only time can tell. I told you how fishy things can be, man. You know, I went and heard a lot of, you know what I mean, sentence hearings that I heard that, you know, I heard from the very beginning, you know what I mean, when most of the defendants went to trial and then end up getting a lower sentence because some things been dropped by the sentence hearing. That judge can follow the prosecution guideline. She or he can follow any one of the attorney's guidelines. And for a look of it, it seems like they got all this new evidence. They got more people coming forward on these lawsuits and things like that. So to me, I think for the most of it, people is coming forward. It's like they gathering more evidence. So at the end of the day, you see, it's going to be left up into the judge discretion. And see, at the end of the day, see the jurors, they looked at it as, okay, we don't see, you know what I mean, we don't see, you know what I mean, they seen as this was a relationship, but the judge could see it as, well, this, you know what I mean, we got to find him something. We got to get him with transportation, you know what I mean? We got to get them at some point where they can handle them 10 to 15 years. A lot of people would think that Diddy's going to get about 10 to 15 years. And mind you that the families of Tupac, they already got a case, and you see where Cleve Davis, there, came out and said that Sean Diddy Combs offer $1 million hit to get this Bunny hit on Pop. and that Diddy was all in on it. That he was the hitman. He was the mastermind, and the '96 connection of Pop's death. So you know, this is surfing where I'm wondering where the state will pick that up. See, this is why I said only time can tell. Some people don't look at the big picture. They don't look at the big picture here. All they see are what Diddy got found not guilty on. Let's go.
But I know many of them. You know what I'm saying? And they just don't got the money, or they're not turned on by staring at another man clap a woman's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? Which that's his freaky ass business. But is that a federal indictment? No, we done already found out that that's not a federal charge. You know what I'm saying? Diddy's going back to court September 24th. So everybody mark it down on your calendar. Diddy is going to get time served September 24th. Remember that I'm telling y'all, I just got the damn juice. I just got the scoop. I said, damn, I thought that September 23rd or something like that, that they were supposed to, the legal teams were supposed to present why, the prosecutor is supposed to prove why Diddy and other people that did what Diddy done, that he should be getting 10 years and all this crazy ass shit that people talking about when they got cousins and relatives and friends that's worse than this man. You know what I'm saying? And they ain't doing a day in jail at all. Feel the Bible. They out putting their hands on somebody, on a female right now as I talk to y'all. You know what I'm saying?
See the whole thing of it is this is this is a federal case. This Diddy was tried of running an enterprise, but he got found not guilty on the heaviest charge that might have had cost him the rest of his life. But it's like his case is still got to be when you had a sentence hearing, it's still got to be front of the judge. The judge got to see. See, the state, they don't have to agree on the guidelines. See, a sentence hearing, you can get railroaded. You can get, see, because the judge can look at it in a different perspective than what the juries was looking at it as. Let's go.
But yes, salute the fallout. Diddy Glover is about to be released a week before his sentencing. Pure survival, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm letting y'all know, Diddy already.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44, a complete
got denied bond like 6 times. Okay? We already seen that the man couldn't go home. We already seen everything under the sun. Y'all got to understand at some point the judge is going to grant Diddy something. And it's going to be something nice. And I feel like this was all planned out and by Diddy's legal team, and they executed this shit very well. They said, okay, keep denying his bond. Keep denying his bond. You don't got to let him out. Don't let him out, even though we found out that the motherfucker is locked up for a whole year for buying male prostitutes that was willing and participating with his girlfriends, ex-girlfriends. You know what I'm saying? We know that this wasn't no John Gotti case. We know all this stuff. Look, Nancy out there spending that money like a motherfucker right now.
Look, the reason why they couldn't, I'm gonna tell y'all the real reason why they couldn't slam Diddy. Not only he worked for an FBI informant, but this is one of the big Hollywood elite. You know what I mean? Magician. He's not going to be the only one go down, and not everyone else go down. Not everyone else take a rap. The attorneys they didn't have no witness to cross examine. That's that's very odd. That's very odd because you had over 190 witness that was subpoenaed. Are they hiding something? See. When you look at Hollywood, you serve in a secret society. This all the Illuminati, man. People got to be on hush. You got to be on hush hush mode. You got to be on hush hush. You can't say that. Why you think Diddy? I think Diddy just got off, man. There was a lot of things going on. Everybody, see, if you in Hollywood, man, if you're in Hollywood, all that sick perversion stuff. You know what I mean? People be on. That stuff real. All that rituals, people take you in the back room and stuff like that. People getting their booty hole turned out, getting passed around. All that stuff is real, man. The story that Diddy had with Justin Bieber and Usher. We used to follow the Frosted Flakes. That, what I mean? That stuff goes on in Hollywood, man. Diddy was the empire, man. They hand Diddy the keys, man. They trust Diddy. You know what I mean? Clyde Davis actually trusts Diddy, man. Diddy had an empire, man. You can probably get away, but they watching. They're watching. Sooner or later, they're gonna watch you. They want to see if Diddy decide to get out this. How much time do you think he has to be? Because these rap artists, the hip hop culture, you see, some of these artists is not they're not useful no more. What do they want with old hip hop artists? You become useful to them. That's why you see when you see the black hip hop culture, it's like you see it's shredding, man. It's shredding apart, man. Why you think Hollywood need new artists, man? See, black people we always been a talent, but if we always been useful to them for our talent, this thing got all the years we got young artists put their career on the line. Then after a while you become useful. When you can't produce and you can't make record, you become useful to them. So what do you think is going to happen to Diddy? You know, what do you think gonna happen to Jay-Z and all these other artists? What do you think is gonna happen? Many of these artists is going bankrupt. Look at the game. Some people can't even. They can't look. The game being he already been canceled. He can't go to no. He can't even get a bag. All his money been just already taken. The game, his $7 million home game bankrupt. A lot of these artists is broke now. See, you see, some of them had long careers, but most of them ain't investing their money. Look at Jim Jones. Look at these look at these puppet artists trying to go out and do shows. There's some people like Fat Joe. Some of these people can't even do shows no more, man. You become useful. You become no use to them.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, I'm not, and I told y'all this before, I'm not defending Diddy Glover, saying that he's this great person in the world. But I did say, why should a man do life in prison because he wasn't a good boyfriend and he had a domestic violence problem? You know what I'm saying? I've been said that. When I found out it wasn't no kids, Justin Bieber and Jaden Smith wasn't trapped inside of a dungeon, getting fed Lunchables and their cheeks clapped, rolling around fighting Diddy over cereal. We found out that that wasn't true. That he might have fought Usher over some cereal.
Look, was you there? These people got out. Look, man, when you in the industry, man, everything just don't go smooth. Marlon Reigns, he never had a high school diploma, man. Some of these people don't even have high school diplomas, man, when they're in the industry. Let me tell you something, man. When you playing with your soul, you willing to do whatever Satan tell you to do, man. When you sign your soul, and see, I'm gonna say it like this, man. I seen the industry firsthand, man. See, I always wanted to be in the movies, and I always want to see what it's like to be in the entertainment. You know what I mean? Business. I always, you know what I mean? And I noticed how people just got where they at. How this person got to, you know what I mean, being nothing now, being in a nomination and being a nominate for a Grammys, and you know, and I wanted to be like these people at some point. And I was going to Hollywood film school. I was going to Hollywood a lot, traveling, going back and forth to LA, going to Hollywood. And I actually ran across the LA film school. I got accepted, and I thought that, okay, I can go here and then get, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? Get everything I need. Get all the credentials. Get you know what I mean? Get familiar with students, and you know, because when I got there, you know what I mean, it was all about you know what I mean, what they were saying, that everything in the industry is networking with the right people. And so I noticed that when I got to LA Film School and things, and started out my first week, I noticed that I had to network. I noticed that they have festivals that students have to go to. So I got into the festivals. I got invited to go to Hollywood red carpets, and I got invited to white parties. I was invited to the after parties, and you know, and I knew right at the after party there's a matching party. There's, and I also knew this, that if you in the industry, you know what I mean, that they don't take everybody. It's like they have to like you. It's like it's something that they have to like you. Like if you got a unique name, that, like, I guess they never seen a name like mine. So with that being said, it was like I got more invites. I was getting more invites to the American BT Music Awards, to the Emmy Awards, to the Golden Awards that they had. I was invited to, and then something told me. I remember when they was kept sending my email, sending the reminder, right? And I'm looking like, telling myself, you know what I mean, I'm not gonna go to this. For some reason, the spirit pulled me away and told me, you're not gonna go to this, because I got to watch it on TV. I got to watch the Golden Awards, and I got to see these people was mocking God. Then I got to watch, like, within matter of time, the next day, you know what I mean, Hollywood, this the whole part of Hollywood burned. I mean, it was like you had over 70 celebrities' homes burned. People forced to evacuate. I mean, that was, just think about it. If I was in Hollywood that day, and I'm sitting amongst these kind of people. Now, many people really looking at Diddy like, like they think that Diddy's a good man, and you know what I mean. Everybody is. Some people look forward for Diddy come home, and you know what I mean. No Diddy and nothing, but this thing, you can imagine. You could just imagine what kind of party this going to be, man. It's like they don't look, y'all. Look, I'm gonna say it like this, man. This in the Manhattan, detention center, there was people all outside having this celebration, this waiting for the day, because they're gonna get right back into doing what they was doing. They're gonna get right back to doing what they was doing, man. See, Hollywood is all about taking you in the back room, greasing you up, passing you around. If y'all don't think that's true, then I don't know what to say to you. See, I've been invited to these parties, man. I've been invited to the red carpet and after parties, all this stuff, man. I turned down because when I finally realized that it don't take you to have to go to school to get in the entertainment world. It don't. No, it don't take you to. I mean, to some like Marlon Wayne. Who would thought Marlon Wayne didn't have no high school diploma? All of a sudden, he have a high school diploma. Look at Jim Carrey. A lot of these celebrities didn't have no high school diploma. But the first thing they say, you have a willing to do whatever it takes. That's the first thing they say. Y'all got to peep the play. They would tell you, well, do you have a willing to do what it takes to get to the top? That's telling them you giving them permission that you willing to bend your booty over and get passed around. You know what I mean? You have a willing to do what it takes to get you reach you to the top, to get in more shows, to play more movies. You have that willing to you allow them to pass you around because you have a willing to do what you know what I mean what it takes to get you where you need to go. And that's where a lot of our black culture lost their minds because they don't look at it like that. They don't look at this being passed around. They don't look at when a manhood is taken from. You got to remember when Terrence Howard said there's some of these people manhoods be taken. And see, people like Cat Williams came out. If you invited to one of Diddy's parties and he's inviting you have to tell him no. You got to tell him no. You got to tell him no. Now let's go.
But he didn't fight Justin Bieber. Yeah, I'm out of breath. God damn it, I'm fat. What you mean? Why am I out of breath? Real the Bible. You know how much I weigh, God damn it? You know what I'm saying? Why you think I'm only aiming the camera at my top half? I'm fat as a motherfucker at the bottom. You know what I'm saying? Big fat, breathing hard, diabetic ass nigga. I'll keep it real with you. I ain't embarrassed. I'm out of breath like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But Diddy has been granted. He has been blessed by the judge. He finally is looking up for Diddy Glover. I know he in that damn in the cell dancing like a motherfucker. I'm coming. I'm coming. Diddy Glover coming. Oh, I got the scoop, Alicia Harris. Diddy and
This brother said he got the scoop, but he be the one when Diddy said, "I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm coming. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm coming." This man will really F the shit out of Diddy. No Diddy. He won't come up. I'm coming. I'm coming out. I want the world to know. I'm coming. He'll be the first one. He'll be the first one. No Diddy though. But this man right here that went to the Diddy's trial in the first 2 weeks and heard testimony, he'll be the first one, man. He'll be the first one. This thing if Diddy come home, y'all, this thing it's gonna be a party, man. He's gonna throw a party. It's gonna be a gay party. A lot of ass gonna be going up in the air, man. We can't make this stuff up in Hollywood, man. Before Diddy came around, man, they was already doing this morality stuff. They was already doing this nasty crap, man. Why you think? See, if you go against what they do, because these people are Stalinites. They Stalinites, man. Just think how many our black culture was stylized, man. They didn't people don't care, man. For riches, for fame, fortune, they don't people don't care, man. They'll do what it takes, man. They will do what it takes, man. Why you think why you think people manhood be taken? You can't when your manhood this thing when your manhood been taken from you, you can't, you know, you can't just be thinking that, man, I can just forget about it. You know, some people will hide in the shell, man. Some people will just put this on themselves. They'll put all this ink on just to hide their manhood, man. You got masticate like man. You got film. You got a lot of in our black culture. We got a lot of feminine mans, man. They'll be quick to have you put on a dress. Then after a while, you become no use for them. After they humiliate you, you become no use.
His legal team has to battle the prosecutors on September 24th. It's going to be a live court hearing in New York, Manhattan, the same place that they had the last where they had the trial at. You know what I'm saying? And Diddy is going to be free. I'm telling you, September 23rd, like I'm at 4th, on that day, that's when they're going to give him time served. And I believe this shit with my whole heart that out of all this time that he was getting denied bail and all types of other stuff, they're finally going to grant this man an early release on house arrest.
Oh, wait. If you were detained at any San Bernardino juvenile detention facility, such as High Desert or Gilbert Street,
This is the money.
Diddy Glover is getting released on house arrest September 23rd, September 24th, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm just calling it right now, and I'm letting everybody know. I'm putting that shit in the universe. Guarantee you, you're going to hear a whole bunch of people talking about this. They're probably wondering right now, Jamil, how did you find out so fast? I told y'all I was at Diddy Glover's trial. You know what I'm talking about? So I already got connects. I already have.
These people, I want y'all to understand. These people are connected and they gatekeepers, man. If Diddy finally cut this man a break, man, you see mans go bananas to see a man come home. People start having orgies, man. Man, you see mans having orgies with them, so man be freaking each other, man. It's gonna be a freak off section, no Diddy. But these just think about it, man. People was going bananas just to hear the you know what I mean, when they went into deliberation and heard the verdict, man. People went bananas, man. People actually went bananas, man. You know what I mean? Outside Manhattan court, man. You had people that had the Diddy shirts on. People that was getting you know what I mean? You would have people with the Diddy shirts on getting paid $20 an hour for a Diddy shirt, to free Diddy. People going bananas, man. You can imagine, man. If Diddy step out from the Manhattan court jail, man. They're gonna turn up. You know, black people gonna turn. They don't care, man. Black people gonna come out from Atlanta. People gonna, man. Look, man. See the whole thing of it is, man. See, if Diddy if he's still useful, where they think that he can still get out and be productive, That's all. That's all matters to them. If they can make money, if you could be a use to them, if you could be a use to them, that at the end of the day, that's all it matters, man. If Diddy can be a use, if he can't be a use, they're gonna slam dunk him. So either way, the judge got to smile because something fishy, and Diddy don't even know what's going to happen. They denied. They look, man. Diddy was willing to put up $50 million. They denied his bail. He feel that he should have been released. I feel that September 24, 25, whatever date that he has to go for a hearing, I think he should be really sentenced where let's look at it like this. He got a sentence hearing a week from September 25. Just think that they should put a new trial. And then, you know what I mean? Because I don't think this case was all the way heard. I think the whole trial was just bogus because not only the trial was bogus, you had Tony Buzzy subpoenaed in 190 witnesses. Hollywood needs to be ashamed of themselves, man, of how they keep things secretive. Hollywood should be ashamed, man, because they know they can't slam one man and get one man in a federal RICO indictment. All those people that was at that right party of Diddy, because Diddy threw the parties. Hollywood knew that Diddy would throw the parties. And everybody was going to a Diddy's freak off session. Everybody was involved in these freak off. That's the reason why it got look, man, this thing got so bad. Remember the judge, it blew their minds of seeing these videos. It got Hollywood so nasty and perverted that it blew the jury minds, man. But all y'all think, did he beat this kid? Man, this shit was, look, man. Not only Diddy was, you know what I mean, was the accuser, all these other people was involved, man. All these other people was involved. You know Hollywood went down where, you know what I mean, they couldn't expose it the way that they wanted to, man. You got people careers will be online, man. You got, you know what I mean, you got people branding all this stuff, man. All that stuff will be on the line, man. People careers and stuff, people reputation will be all on the line, man. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you how this Hollywood stuff goes, man. I at one point I used to love going to Hollywood. So I know I was going to the LA film school. The recording school was just down the street. I love going into the LA film school. But I see Hollywood is now like what people think it is, man. You see Will Smith was in a movie where asshole all out. He gets in the bed with another man and gets out of the bed asshole all out. Come on, man. It shows you, man, that they ain't fucked in that scene, man. You know what I mean? You see Mandela. You know what I mean? Chrissy Jones had Will Smith, man, all through when he started the Bel Air, man. They didn't toss his salad all up, man. They even showed Durain, man. Durain, you know what I mean? You know what I mean? I mean, Will Smith they put him into the back room. They tried him out. Will Smith been all out. Ego style. You can just smack my cheeks. Just look at his son, man. It's no shame what these people do, man. Look at Will Smith's son kissing Justin Bieber all out in public, man. It's no shame in their game, man. It's no shame in their game, man. These people should be all tried. They couldn't look, man. I don't be honest with y'all, but I don't know what's going to happen at his sentence. But I know that the prosecution, they still got witnesses. They still got this lawsuit going. They got 6 people in this lawsuit. You think that his sentence hearing is going to be all in his favor? They want to railroad him because you gotta look, man. These people, these artists, these culture, man, hip hop. Hip hop. They need young artists, but when the artists become old, they become no use, man. They become no use. It's like they're gonna go back and hit the reset, but you become no use. They need new people, man. Hollywood need new people. Hollywood is now recruiting, man. Hollywood been asking me, man. Then I didn't been invited to all this parties. You know what I mean? I've been invited to the entertainment, to the industry, and I've been invited to this stuff, man. They need new people. Let's go.
Connects with people, you know what I mean, that's close to Diddy Glover. And Diddy Glover is super excited because September 24th, he's getting time served with an ankle monitor. So it's not just time served because he's still going to be on house arrest. You know what I'm saying? And everybody was sitting around talking about, oh, the judge going to give Diddy 20 years, they're going to give him 10 years. And all these people that be buying.
He don't really know what they're going to give Diddy. It's up to the judge. It's a judge's discretion. If the judge seen something that the juries didn't see, it's up to that judge, man. The judge was, last time I was looking, the judge was smiling. Remember, there was a stare down Diddy had with the judge, man. So it's going to be very interesting, man, when he goes up September 25th for a hearing, and then you got to turn back around a week to go to a sentence hearing, when it's all left into the judge's discretion. When he or she can sentence you wherever, they can just follow the prosecution guideline. They can just, you know what I mean? They can just be like, we're not going to follow either guideline. We're just going to, you know what I mean? We're going to give them 5 years. So at this sentence hearing, we don't know what's going to really happen. It's a bunch of, you know what I mean? He say, she say. But people will be happy to see him come home, man. Because it's gonna be someone tossing someone's salad, man. It's gonna be salads going up, booty flying up in the air. I mean, people are gonna be really ready for this man, you know what I mean, come home. No Diddy, man. I know Diddy with me, man, because I already know to get down, man. I already know these people hide. I already know these people didn't want to tell nothing, man. They didn't want to put Diddy on the bus, man. That's why the attorney was like, shut up. They were telling Diddy, shut up. Shut up now. We're going to do all the talking. Shut up. Shut up. We don't want you to say nothing now. We don't want you jeopardizing yourself, man. You know, they got rid of it was only 34 witnesses out of 190 witnesses that Tony Buzzy subpoenas. Tell me, man, this tells you, man, everything owned the whole this thing owned by a secret society, the Illuminati, man. Of course, man, they gotta keep this shit a secret, man. Why you think they didn't subpoena in all those witnesses, man? They have to, you know what I mean? They have, man. They couldn't get no Diddy life. But look, man, we don't know what's gonna happen at this census hearing. Mind you, Diddy didn't have no priors of having a criminal history or nothing like that. They may cut this man loose. They may give him a chance. Who knows, man? I ain't the judge. You know what I mean? But there's a lot of people think that he's going to get slammed. There's a lot of people think that he's going to get slammed. But I'm not saying it. You're not hearing it from me. You know what I mean? So all I'm saying to y'all, man, you know what I mean? He's up for a hearing. And then after that hearing, just a week from that hearing, he got to go for a sentence hearing. Let's go.
Six. There's ain't did one day in jail that's buying sex. And Diddy didn't even clap the men's cheeks who he paid for. Pure Bible. You know what I'm talking about? He paid men to clap his girlfriend's cheeks. You know what I'm saying? So where is the prostitution in that? Besides, okay, he paid for them dudes to come do that. But everybody wanted to be fucked. Everybody was horny. He was horny sitting in the freak off mask. You know what I'm saying? But Diddy is coming home. And I'm letting y'all know I'm going to follow everything. I'm going to the court hearing September 24th. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all shouldn't even be mad no more. Like all the truth came out about what was really going on with Diddy Glover. Nobody was held hostage. None of that type of shit. We just know that he's a freaky motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? And was violent. And he burned some people in the music industry that were his artists. I knew that since the 90s. But like I said, they made it like...
You hear what he say? He burned some people. Now he burned some people in the music industry, but he burned people with that chlamydia. He burned people with that HIV. He burned people with that STD, man. He burned people. Diddy is a dirty dog, man. Diddy had a lot of secret affairs with people, man. You can't make this stuff up, man. They take you in that back. And see the thing of it is, now, since they trust you, so when Clyde Davis trusts Diddy, Diddy had the empire. Can no artist go through without going through Diddy? If you self-made, okay, that's different. But even self-made is target, man. Look at Nipsey Hussle, look at Pop. Look at those people that were self-made, man. Master P self-made. And they was coming at Master P, man. Those people was coming. Look, man, when it came to Master P and his crew, they was offered, you know what I mean, when they went into Hollywood, Master P crew, they came in and they used to Oakland style. They used to Oakland music. They used to the Oakland, you know what I mean, culture and things, you know what I mean? But going to Los Angeles, Hollywood, they never seen such things that goes on. So they was invited to a party, man. And when they got invited to the party, you know what I mean, one of the, you know what I mean, producers, executive was like, one of your crew has to take one for the team. And they would not go beyond, you know what I mean, what they don't believe in. Because they never, when you step in somewhere where you never seen something, but you see that all these people was participants to get where they need to go. But here's you don't believe into doing that kind of stuff, doing that kind of filth. And even when they came at David Chappelle, they came and offered him to put on a dress. This is why they shows that they not only they want to show this humiliation, they it's just like they want to show that they got control of you. You're nothing but a puppet. That's what they make black culture into. See. This is why you less than a man. He makes you less than a man. And a lot of people they okay with it because you now you less than a man. And wherever he says you know used to, you know what I mean? You become no use because you've been passed around. You become no use to them, man.
Diddy was going to jail for life, and they had all this shit on him. Come to find out, this was a bunch of ex-girlfriends jealous of each other, talking about how much they love him. You know what I mean? Diddy's paying for their damn lawyers and everything, while they sitting there putting him in jail, and I'm paying for your attorneys for you to lock me up.
I thought I knew what therapy was until I found the right therapist. And let me tell you, game changer. You see, for years, therapy felt like talking to a really smart best friend. Insightful? Yes. Helpful? Sure. Something was missing. I would leave sessions thinking that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so many people I know that's out there that's just out for money. Look at Shannon Sharp. That girl just said she was a boss. The OnlyFans girl that burnt Shannon for all that money, she says she a boss now. Y'all gotta come work for her. And that's why I'm just bringing y'all the truth right now. So if anybody want to call me a Diddy Glover lover, you can call me a Diddy Glover lover. It's okay. Pure survival. I'm going off of right and wrong. Okay? So we already found out the man was not guilty. I'm just letting y'all know the judge.
I'm gonna say just like this before I close. They can't put all this on Diddy. They know he was running enterprise, but there was a lot of participants that was running the enterprise. So if they want to slam one man, they'll have to go after the whole entire 190 witnesses, man. Diddy couldn't. It's very impossible to slam one person and not to get all these people that was participants. Whatever happened to the coast, you know what I mean, conspirators? You see what I'm saying? That's why they want to bring witnesses who they want to bring. That it was only 34 witnesses. Whatever happened to the 190 witnesses? The 190 witnesses they had. What happened to all that? Came to some point, people thought Justin Bieber was going to testify. They thought that Usher was going to testify. Look, y'all, man, I'm telling you, man, this thing is bogus, man. Many people want to get Diddy a hand in the back, man. Like, look, man, you ain't got yourself out this one. And this is his first time ever, you know what I mean, having priors. See, when it's your first time, fam, normally they'll cut you loose. You know what I mean? And this would be like a learning lesson for them. But they're watching you though. But this would be like a learning lesson. And you know, for every step away, you gotta think going into these courts, you know what I mean, hearing everything. Let's think you going to court, you hearing another postpone or continuation, you go back, you know what I mean, the court back in session. Now you just go back to hear another continuation, court back in session. I mean, look, man, you can ill afford to put yourself in jail, man. You can't be going to jail, man. I don't care. You can't even be going to jail at 40. Diddy was what, 55 years old. You can't put yourself going to jail. You know what I mean? At that age, man, you can't. You can't.
Judge issue another court date. Ladies and gentlemen, September 24th. Diddy's getting time served, and then he's going to have to be on a ankle monitor. Ladies and gentlemen, Diddy's getting time served, and he's getting an ankle monitor. But y'all got to understand, why y'all think...
Look, he said not only he's gonna have an ankle monitor if he gets out, he's gonna be on surveillance. He's gonna be on surveillance camera. So like I was saying, they're gonna continue to watch you.
Diddy Glover was saying that he was going to sell out Madison Square Garden. He already know that he's about to sell out Madison Square Garden. And I'm not even going to lie to y'all. I believe Diddy is going to sell out Madison Square Garden. You know what I'm saying?
All right, you guys, I'm gonna let him close this live, man. You got a lot of these people looking forward for him to come home, man. A lot of people, these gay lovers of Diddy, man. These are gay lovers, man. They're not afraid to speak and have their own opinion, have their own expression about things. I'm telling y'all, man, this thing gonna go buck wild, man. For more content, please stay subscribe. For more updates, subscribe. Make sure you share the video. We out.